there's been lots of fight announcements in the last few hours. Um, One being Michael Morales is rumored to be fighting
Oh,
already.
I saw that against
Yeah,
Leon.
Leon Edwards. That's for UFC, the September card, the one that they're planning on doing Volk Rodriguez. Um,
Noche, right?
yeah, because it would be in Mexico, right?
Mhm.
Which I think Morales is from Ecuador, which is similar parts of the world, so yeah, makes sense. And there was a bunch of other fight news. Roman Dolidze is fighting Fluffy Hernandez.
Ooh, I like that one.
That was one. There was a few other news. I mean, circulating right now is Tom Aspinall tweeted or made an Instagram post.
I saw that too.
Big heavyweight news come Wednesday, but I would highly doubt that's going to be an actual fight.
Yeah.
I doubt that's going to be a fight. And then there was what other news was there? I'm trying to think. Orban Alia is making his return, so he was supposed to fight this weekend.
No, I was gonna talk about that because I'm mad. He was supposed to fight this. I told you that.
Yeah, you told me that. I didn't have no idea, but he's returning. I didn't know the opponent, but he's returning very soon. He's rescheduled the fight. Um, Paul Craig and Bellato, who was supposed to fight 2 weeks ago or last weekend,
Who
has
was?
been rescheduled. Doing Paul Craig, he got pulled from a fight because of injury, because of a sickness, or his opponent. That fight's been rescheduled for June. So there's been a lot of different fight news.
Even though you doubt it's fight news. Wait, I think there's an easy way we could tell if it is actually fight news or not. Do you know when ESPN's contract with the UFC is up?
I believe it's towards the back end of the year.
But if they're like already like
I
made,
doubt it's fight news because when have we ever heard a fighter announce his fight before the UFC announce it? It's always Dana White in front of a phone on Instagram Live saying, "Hey guys, we've got a fight for you tonight. It's this guy fighting this guy," and a fighter never announces it before the UFC does, or at least 99% of the time, especially in a massive fight like that. I think Aspinall when he fights, especially if it's against Jones, it'll be a massive ceremony behind it, almost. Like they'll have a promo package up, and then they'll do it at a pay-per-view event. Like I don't think they're gonna. I don't think Tom Aspinall is gonna announce a fight
that's true.
on on his Instagram.
Fight news, like
But the fact that he said heavyweight, because Tom Aspinall last year, right, and a lot of people said this in the comments of his video, he tweeted out, "Oh, fight news coming next week," and when that day came, it was a meet and greet.
he did.
Like, yeah, he did that because I wanted to go to it too, but I was like, wow, we just pranked us all. But with this one, he put heavyweight fight news. I
I
don't know what else.
like taking people's like advice, at least from what I've heard, like people telling him and like saying like don't stop your career like Chandler did for McGregor, like you have to keep fighting, like because he's
Yeah,
like
but
his career
mm,
for a long time. It'd be still nice to like, but you're right. Like they don't announce their own fight news, I guess.
yeah, especially on a random Wednesday, like I don't, and like yeah, I can't see it happening. If I like if they do Aspinall versus Jones, I could see him announcing it like on the next pay-per-view event,
Yeah.
where like especially a Sean O'Malley pay-per-view, where everyone's watching it and then they announce it before the main event.
Yeah.
Hey guys, we're doing Aspinall versus Jones. I don't think they're going to do it on Instagram on Thomas on Instagram.
I
Of
don't
course, I think it could be Aspinall gone, but I'm not sure.
I hope so. I hope he moves on. I hope or maybe the fight news is that they're stripping Jones of the title.
Could be. I think if they strip Jones, they'll vacate. Not vacate the belt. They'll upgrade Tom Aspinall to undisputed. I don't think Tom will even fight for the undisputed belt.
Yeah.
I can see him do because I've done that in the past. I forgot who it was with, but they'll strip John and they'll say, right, Aspinall, you're the undisputed champ. They'll
Yeah.
just do that. I can't see him doing another. I can't see Aspinall going to another fight as interim champion. Um, but yeah, it's a mess. It's an absolute mess at heavyweight, and I don't know what this news could be. We'll come back on Thursday or Friday, and
Yeah.
it'll end up being news like he's
A meet and greet.
yeah, or he's collab with like a brand or something.
Yeah.
Because it could very well be that, but I'm not sure.
I heard this video about the Leon Edwards. Is that official, by the way?
That is more than the UFC. From what I've heard, the UFC have reached out to both fighters, and both fighters have agreed.
Okay.
So
I,
it's not been official by the UFC or Dana White or ESPN, but it is. Contracts have been sent, and that's been confirmed.
sorry, I need to stop looking at you. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So the fight is as good as done, basically.
that's good. But oh, do you know Leon?
Not personally, but I have met him and I have trained with him in the past. But no, not personally on that level. But I know I'm very good friends with, and I've fought someone in the past that trains in his camp consistently. That
Yeah.
lives in Birmingham. I'm from Manchester. He's from Birmingham, so they're like 2 hours away. But I'm good friends with his friend, his teammate, and he's been telling me that yeah, the fight is like contracts have been sent. They're looking to do that fight. Um, they've not been signed, but both fighters have agreed, which is there is a difference.
Right.
But the fight is as good as fight, and it makes sense too. It makes all the sense in the world. They want Morales on that card. Ecuador, I believe, is a Spanish-speaking country. Um, so you've got that Mexican coming over there, and yeah, it makes sense. There's a lot of Leon Edwards fighting a striker. Like the fight does make sense from that kind of. It's a quick turnaround though for both guys.
Yeah. Or I watched a video that someone was saying, they think this is like a horrible matchup for Leon because he's coming off like two losses.
I mean, Leon could lose, but I don't think it's a horrible matchup compared to his last two. Belal and Sean Brady are massive wrestlers, heavy wrestlers. At least with this, Leon has the opportunity to strike. Now he still could get chinned doing so, but I don't think it's as bad as a matchup as his last two.
Yeah.
Um, and assuming, I mean, look at the top of welterweight: Joaquin Buckley, Shavkat Rakhmonov. There's a lot of guys there that would have been tough fights for Leon. So I think Morales is good, especially after his last performance. And Morales should be a favourite, but I don't think it's as bad as a matchup that people think it is for Leon Edwards. I saw some people on Twitter or X saying RIP Leon Edwards.
Yeah,
I don't think that's the case. Not against someone that's not going to wrestle him.
that's true. That's true. I just don't feel like if he loses, like I don't think he's gonna get a title shot again.
I would say yeah. That I think that's Leon out of the pit. I think what and someone mentioned this too. It's a good point. The UFC are kind of getting not getting rid. That's a bad word, but they're removing the older generation with the new generation. They've already got rid of Colby out of the picture by binning Buckley. They've put Buckley up against Usman. Leon Edwards is a part of that older generation. Now they're putting him against Michael Morales. Bilal Muhammad just lost to JDM, and Bilal Muhammad, let's be real, probably won't get a title shot for a very long time at least. Like this new wave of welterweights are coming through, and that old generation are
Yeah,
slowly getting pushed back in the rankings,
yeah, we
which
about how
is
stuff.
is the natural progression of the sport in a way.
Right, right. That's fair.
But
That's fair.
it's a good fight though. It's a good fight for that card.
Any other like fight news?
Roman Dolidze versus Fluffy Hernandez. I
Oh,
think
I
it's
like that. I like that one because honestly, I love like all fighters outside of like five, but I don't know, something about
we'll go into that in another video. Your top five most hated fighters.
yeah. There's only five, but like I don't know what he said in his like post fight or like I don't know something that he said like rubbed me the wrong way. Roman Dolidze, and I would like really like to just see him like just like
Mhm.
get.
I don't pay enough attention to Roman Dolidze's post fight interviews to know.
I don't
He's
even know
not someone.
what it was. It was something he said. Like I don't. Maybe he just beat someone I liked. I don't remember. But that's. I feel like Anthony Hernandez is gonna be very very hard to like fight. I think he's gonna
Oh,
like.
I love Fluffy style.
Me
I've
too.
been watching him for the longest time. Very, very grueling style for that division. I think
Yeah,
I don't know. I actually don't know why he got this fight. I feel like he should have got something bigger. I feel like he's earned like a top five opponent. He's on a really good win streak right now, is Fluffy Hernandez. I feel like he would have deserved like a.
Roman Dolidze is a big fight. Like they were.
Roman Dolidze is a big fight, but Roman Dolidze, I mean, he's coming off a win over Marvin Vittori. Then before that, it was a loss to I can't remember who it was against, but he's not. I don't
No,
know where
he
Roman's
won
ranked.
against someone like not long ago. Look,
Yeah,
I'll
he
look.
won against Vittori. He won against Vittori a couple months ago.
Was that it? Really?
Yeah, like I don't. Fluffy's like on a really good win streak. I think Fluffy's tied
I'm
for the.
fact checking you. Really?
Yeah, I'm either gonna get exposed here or not, but he's coming off a win over Marvin Vittori in a 5 round main event, which wasn't that impressive. It was a very dull fight. Then before that, I think. I mean, who's beaten him recently?
I think he beat I'm gonna yeah, he beat Kevin Holland. too. But that was like a weird like rib thing. I don't know.
Yeah, that was quite some time ago, wasn't it? That was last year.
That was last year. And then he also beat Anthony Smith last year.
Anthony Smith fought Roman Dolidze.
Hmm?
Yes, he did fight Roman Dolidze.
Yeah,
Yeah. What division was that in?
that fight.
Yeah, Anthony Smith versus Roman Dolidze. Was that light heavyweight?
Let's see.
It must have been a light heavyweight. I wouldn't have seen Smith dropping down. Not at that stage in his career.
It was light heavyweight, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So that doesn't even count in the middleweight rankings in. So I don't know. But Fluffy, regardless, I do think Fluffy wins. I do think he has what it takes to beat Roman. Um, but a solid fight, and that will probably the winner of that will probably go on to get that top five opponent
Yeah.
or a top three opponent. But that is a solid fight. Um, I'm trying to think what other fight announcements there's been. Um,
I'm excited for that one though. That Michelle Pereira fight like made me fall in love with him. Like I don't even know how Michelle Pereira lasted that like long.
yeah, I mean,
Like I love that fight. Like I love that fight. For
I
some
mean,
reason.
does Fluffy have the best cardio in the division?
He had I that cardio was impressive, especially at like when you start getting like to those higher like weight classes, I guess.
Yeah, not a lot of people have that. And also he's also got the build of someone that has that kind of cardio.
Yeah.
Like very not very muscle bound, so he's able to go kind of like a Colby Covington at middleweight in a way. Very similar style.
Yeah.
Um,
Ew, don't compare him to Colton.
no, he's not Colby Covington.
I'm just
They're very similar styles in their divisions, but that is a solid fight. That is a very solid fight. And there's been a couple of news. Of course, Cody Garbrandt's returning next month. Um, even though I'm having a TJ Dillashaw shirt, I do love Cody Garbrandt, but and he should win that. I think that's quite a winnable matchup for him.
who's he fighting again?
Hani Barcelos, who just beat Peyton Talbot, so a lot of people will.
Well, he like not. I hate saying this. I hate saying this. Like I want to say this as least as possible, but isn't he getting kind of up there in age?
Who?
Barcelos?
Yes, he's like 38 for bantamweight. He's quite old. And Garbrandt probably still about 32.
Yeah, that's what
Garbrandt's beautiful.
he just has.
Um,
Like I don't like using ages, like, but sometimes like I don't know.
no, I think sometimes you do have to factor it in though, because a
Yeah,
lot of the times you do see it.
yeah.
Like especially like Jones Stipe. The biggest reason I picked Jones was because of his age. Stipe was 43 years old, for
Yeah, I
example.
mean, he looked slow and just like stiff and
Yeah, like age does play a massive factor. I think past it depends on the division, right? I mean, if you're a heavyweight, you can be 38 and be in your prime. But if you're a flyweight, bantamweight, past 35, we're getting into dangerous territory. Like
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I mean, Volk recently broke the 35 curse by
I
beating people.
I know that was really good.
But like, how many fighters have lost? I mean, I'm scared for Pantoja because Pantoja's 35 recently,
He's still gonna be dominant, I think. Like we'll see, we'll see.
but he's fighting Kyle Anthony. He should win that one.
Oh yeah, yeah, against why am I like not remembering anything right now?
He's fighting Kyle France.
Oh, right, right. And he just won against that awkward. He looked so awkward in the ring. The guy he just fought,
Who
Kai Car France.
his
Oh,
last fight was against Steve
oh,
Erceg.
Astro Boy. Yeah, I thought he looked so awkward in that fight. Like
Yeah, he did. He did. Yeah, that was he knocked him out right then in the first round.
I honestly don't remember, but I just remember like I was
They
watching
both they both fought Steve Erceg.
Steve Versa. Yeah.
They both got a similar opponent. They both fought Steve Erceg last year actually, and they both won though. They both didn't win.
Wait, that's the fight I was talking about. Steve Versa, Astro Boy, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's his name.
Did he fight someone else since?
He fought Brandon Moreno recently.
Kai Car France?
No, Kakar France and Pantoja both fought Steve Erceg last year.
Right.
So Pantoja beat, if you remember, Steve Erceg's second or third fight in the UFC was against Pantoja for the title.
Yeah,
Pantoja beat,
I remember that. I hated that.
yeah, Pantoja beat Steve Erceg by decision, and then Erceg made a fairly quick turnaround against Kai Kara France,
Yeah, you're
and
right.
then Kai Kara France knocked him out.
You're right. You're right. You're right. Okay.
And then Steve Erceg recently returned last month against Brandon Moreno and lost that by decision.
I remember that. Okay, I remember that. I remember that.
I hold too much knowledge about MMA. It's actually kind of sad. I remember too
I
much.
usually know all this. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to like collect my thoughts. What was I gonna say about? I don't remember. But yeah. Okay, that's good. Yeah.
But I think that's it for me. All the major news anyway. Of course, there's going to be little fights that have been announced today, but I think all the major fights I think we've covered there. And of course, the big news of Thomas Man's big announcement
Yeah.
that will probably be a brand collaboration. But yeah, I think that's covered that for now. But we'll see. But on our next one, we'll know what the announcement was.
What?
On our next one that we do, we'll know what the Thomas Mann announcement
Yeah.
was.
For sure.
So that'll be pretty funny.
All right, ready for my favorite? My favorite part.
Or the upcoming card.
Even though I'm so like it was already so like slim, and then they took the Oban Elliott fight off, and I'm like,
That was my favorite fight in the card, apart from the Mateus Gamrot fight.
yeah, me too. Okay.
See,
Okay.
even though I'm very knowledgeable on a lot of stuff, this is where my knowledge is not going to come into play. Like the debutants and stuff like that, I won't
I
have
know.
any idea.
I
That's
should
where.
have written a little bit more down because I had more thoughts, but like, oh my God, I don't know, it was just all
No,
going.
if there's someone you want to rant about though and just speak about, you just go for it. I'll just stay quiet and let you speak because there'll be some people that I've never heard of.
Right. Okay. Obviously, yeah, Mateusz Gamrot. I'm Polish, so
Oh
Polish.
yeah, of course, yeah.
Um,
You must have loved it then when Blachowicz won the title.
don't tell anyone, but I wasn't an MMA fan yet when he won the
Oh
title.
right, okay, yeah, he won it in 2020, didn't he? It was, no, I'm getting old. It's 5 years ago, wasn't
Don't tell anyone though. But yes.
it?
Um, yeah, against Ludovic Klein, lightweight bout. Gamrot has a professional record of 24 wins and 3 losses, which I think is so impressive.
It is, especially considering where he's been, KSW, UFC. He's fought in a lot of good promotions.
Right. And 8 wins by knockout, 5 by submission. He is this kind of like interested me because you don't see many southpaw fighters. It's a southpaw versus a southpaw, so that'll be interesting. Um,
Yes, it is, yeah.
Gamrot claims his fight style is wrestling, sure, but his opponent has more submissions than him, but it's okay. They've both been in the UFC since 2020. Um, Gamrot's most recent bouts, he knocked out Rafael Fiziev in 2023, and then
Yeah.
had unanimous decision win against Rafael dos Anjos, and a split decision loss against Dan Hooker, which I love that fight. I don't know if you remember that
That
fight.
was a very, yes, I
Yeah,
remember that fight. That was a very close fight, too. I think it was closer than I remember, right?
it was a split decision. Yeah, it was like
Okay, yeah, there you go then.
I was
Very,
watching. I was like, it could go either way. Like I have no idea where they're gonna go.
yeah. And then, yeah, Gamma had a really good performance. It was at Jalen Turner. I love that fight, too.
Oh yeah, I think that's like a fan, like a lot of fans like that fight, right?
Yeah, that was a very good fight, but you won. But yeah, what's Gamrot's ranking, do you know?
I can look it up.
'Cause I know Gamrot's obviously ranked. I don't know if Ludovic Klein's ranked. So this is a big jump up for Ludovic Klein.
Let's see.
I've seen Ludovic Klein fight live though. He used to fight in Cage Warriors in England.
Really?
Um, yeah, he was on here for a while actually. So I knew him before he was in the UFC. I knew both these guys before the UFC. That's why I got a lot of interest in it.
That kind of is a crazy jump because you're right. Gamrot's 7,
Wow, yeah. I lightweight too. He's impressive.
so and yeah, not even ranked. So
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's a massive jump up. I mean, he is talented,
no, he is. Yeah, yeah. So
but
he's had 23 wins. They're so evenly matched up. 23 wins, 4 losses. 9 of his wins by knockout, 8 by submission. But he claims his fight style is boxing. It's so weird. Sorry, because it should be.
I don't think it's them claiming it. I feel like it's the UFC classifying it.
I asked someone that once. I was like, how do they like determine that?
Because Bruce Buffer says it in the Octagon, don't he? A boxer fighting out of a street fighter, a karate guy.
Right.
Like,
But half of them don't have like so many.
yeah,
This card does not have like fight styles. So I wonder if they just ask like, what do you want me to like introduce or whatever.
yeah, it's weird that.
But yeah, he had he knocked out AJ Cunningham and had two unanimous decision wins against Thiago Moises and Roosevelt Roberts, all in 2024, all last year. Active fighter.
Really, yeah. Hmm.
I'm going with Gamma, honestly.
I think Gamrot wins. I'm trying to think of ways that Klein can have success in this fight. Klein probably is the cleaner guy on the feet, in terms of his striking, especially at range. But I think Gamrot's pace, his pressure, the way he mixes up, the way Gamrot. I don't think Gamrot should be considered a wrestler. I think he's literally just an MMA fighter. He
Yeah,
mixes it up so well. Um,
I agree.
and one thing I love about Gamrot is, as someone that studies fights too for my own fights, he's very similar to George St. Pierre in this way, right? And I'm not comparing them. His his double leg and single leg entries are absolutely majestic. And a lot of people who train will know what I mean by this. Gamrot, when he shoots for a double leg or a single leg, he goes so incredibly low. Like he'd shoot at your ankles. A lot of people shoot at the knees or they shoot at the hips. But with Gamrot, he shoots so low, lower than the knee. So unless you have really good takedown defense, it is very hard to defend, especially when he's doing that constantly. So I think just a big step up in competition for Ludwig Klein. Could
Yeah,
he do it potentially? But I would favour Gamrot in this one.
Gamma.
That was quite good analysis then, didn't you? Do you like that?
Billy Ray Goff versus. Oh, I'm gonna kill this name. I'm just gonna say Ko because that's the last name.
Is it a Korean guy?
Yeah, I don't know how to say it. I'm sorry. I don't want to mess it up. Welterweight bout. Billy Ray Goff.
You'd pick out one part of his name and just say that.
Yeah, Ko. That's
Yeah,
all.
just say that.
Yeah. Billy Ray Goff has 9 wins, 3 losses, seven by knockout, which is crazy. None by
How many wins has he got?
9 wins, seven by knockout.
Oh wow. What division?
Welterweight.
Welterweight. Okay. So that is a good amount to be fair.
He's a switch stance, which I love switch stance.
Yeah.
um, yeah, went into the UFC off of a Dana White's Contender Series win in 2022. He knocked out some other name I can't pronounce. Yusaka Kinoshita in 2020 and lost to Trey Waters via unanimous decision in 2024. And then Ko has 11 wins, 2 losses, 6 by knockout, and again none by submission. He is a southpaw though, and this is going to be his UFC debut after he won on Dana White's Contender Series late last year by unanimous decision.
Hmm. Very seems very evenly matched, especially in terms of the KO ratio too.
I feel like right, but he's Ko has had 6 knockouts. He
In
won
11.
he won via unanimous decision in Dana White's Contender Series.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like in like, and I'm not saying, oh my God, this is gonna sound so bad. Sometimes I feel
I
like
feel like I know what you're gonna say.
in other countries they don't have as good a training. That's why like Asakura, I don't know, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, what we're trying to say is in some of these less developed MMA countries that are outside of Russia, America, England, Brazil,
Yeah, they can have
the regional circuit isn't as good.
right.
It's why you see a lot of fighters go 4-5-0 and then make it to the UFC because there's no competition left for them. So you're all right that the skill level isn't there, and of course you're fighting lesser competition on the region because the regional circuit you're fighting guys from your country.
Right.
If you're Russian and you're fighting on the regional scene, you're fighting other Russians, which is high level competition.
Right.
Same with America, same with England. With
Right.
like Korea or another country like that, the level of competition simply isn't there.
Yeah.
So, and that's why
Someone
we see a lot of fighters not exposed is the wrong word, but we see a lot of fighters lose a couple of their first fights within the UFC because they need that experience against top guys.
yeah. No, I agree. That's why I'm going Billy Ray.
Yeah, more just more experience at a better level. Just simply put it, honestly.
Next one is Dustin Jacoby versus Bruno Lopez, light heavyweight bout. I love Dustin Jacoby. He's
Yeah.
had 20 wins, 9 losses, 13 by knockout, 1 by submission. One thing to note though, because okay, so um Bruno Lopez does have 14 wins, 1 loss, 6 by knockout, 5 by submission.
Oh, it's very well rounded.
Hmm?
Very well rounded then.
Right. I was just gonna say Jacoby has only been submitted twice, which I think is impressive. Like he probably has good defense. He's been in the UFC since 2020. He's fought 13 fights, an impressive 13 fights since. Most recent being a unanimous decision loss to Alonzo Menifield in 2023, followed by a knockout loss to Dominic Reyes and his own knockout win against Vitor Petrino in 2024. So kind of impressive still. Actually,
Mm,
that knockout of Vitor Petrino in 2024, I'm gonna go on a little rant for 2 seconds just because this is
go
interesting.
for it.
When I wanted to start this podcast, my first idea was gonna be because I just thought um Dana White was gonna do like UFC honors, like, oh, just the big fights, like just, you know, Max
Yeah.
Gaethje. Like I went back and watched every single KO TKO of the whole year, of the entire year, and every
Wow.
submission. So I could like come up with my own UFC honors, and I did, but I never put that video out. Dustin Jacoby's knockout against Vitor Petrino like made it to one of the like final rounds for me. It was so
Wow. I
crazy.
remember that was an incredible KO, wasn't it?
It was in December. It was like the last card of the year, I believe. And
And if I'm not mistaken, he would have been an underdog too in that fight.
I think he was. I think everyone was kind of like surprised because Vitor Petrino is very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big, powerful guy. Yeah.
But yeah,
What are the odds in this fight? Because I think Jacoby might be an underdog here too,
I
just
don't
based
know.
on
I'm definitely going him, even though I know I shouldn't probably.
he could absolutely win it. He has a lot of good things about him. Very good Muay Thai. He's very good in the clinch. Sometimes he does leave himself a bit open on the feet. I have noticed in a lot of his fights. Of course, a lot of people don't know this, but kickboxing background, he literally has fought Alex Pereira in Glory Kickboxing. He got knocked out in that fight, but it is Alex Pereira. Um, so very, very skilled on the feet, but momentum might just be on the side of Bruno Lopez, and this might be the first one where we're gonna go against each other.
Well, I think we should. I think it'll make it more interesting.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna favor Bruno Lopez to do something in this fight. That yeah, I do. I think Bruno Lopez will win it. It's a fairly close fight.
Yeah, actually, yeah, Jacoby's a minus 185 underdog.
Yeah, I figured that just because of momentum.
Yeah.
Even though he's more experienced, I just think Bruno Lopez, the momentum's on his side. Younger guy, I would
Yeah,
favor.
age is on his side.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I loved that one I'm also excited for because
To be fair, there's actually some sneaky good fights in this card, isn't there?
yeah, I mean, let's see how many actually make it. The Oban one is not happening anymore.
Yeah.
Um,
Go
Zachary,
to fight. Go on, go for it.
what were you gonna say?
No, no, nothing's fine. Go for
Yeah, Zachary. I like stumble over my words when I get so excited. Okay, Zachary Reese versus let me get it right. Hold on. How do you say it? Dusko
it. Or Dusko Todorovic.
Todorovic?
Todorovic, yeah. Another Cage Warriors fighter. I've seen him fight live too.
Yeah, so Zachary Reese versus Dusko to
Todorovic.
Zachary Reese versus Todorovic. Middleweight bout. It's close enough.
Keep that in, don't cut that out.
Zachary Reese has 8 wins, 2 losses. 5 of his wins by knockout, 2 by submission. He's a switch stance, which I'm never gonna shut up about because I don't know. I'm still on that. I'm still gonna keep my Excel spreadsheet. I'm gonna prove a point one day. Um, again, uh, went through on Dana White's Contender Series with a submission against Eli Arono. In August of 2023, he has been active since debuting in the UFC in 2023 with a knockout loss actually to Cody Brundage, and then scoring 2 wins in 2024, one against Julian Marquez by knockout, and the other against Jose Daniel Medina via unanimous decision. His last fight was January this year with a uh, knockout loss. Knockout loss. I just should say he got knocked out by Azamat Bikoev.
Yes, Azamat,
Struggling with
yeah.
the names today.
Azamat Bakoyev, yeah.
Dusko, I'm just gonna say his first name.
Yeah.
Has 12 wins, 5 losses. 8 of his wins by knockout, 3 by submission. So only one went to decision.
Yeah.
Debuted in the UFC in 2020 after realizing he went on Dana White's Contender Series and securing a contract. His most recent fights include a win against Jordan Wright by knockout in 2022, and then 2 back-to-back losses, both by knockout. The first to Christian Leroy Duncan in 2023, and the second to Mansour Abdul Malik in 2024.
Dusko Todorovic has fought another really good fighter, if I'm not mistaken, early in his UFC
A
days.
lot of them, yeah, a lot of them, because
He's
he's
fought
been fighting since 2020. So
he's fought someone that's like not a champion, but like a top contender. It's in my head for some reason.
I always just look at like the most recent ones because it's like I don't know. I feel like it gives like more of like a mental headspace because I know sometimes fighters they have personal lives, you know. I know some fighters that go through it in their personal lives and it shows in like their performance. So
Yeah, yeah. You're right. It'll come to me, but Dusko Todorovic, early in his UFC career,
I'll look it up. I got it.
he's fought someone that's quite like, well, like it's not Dricus, but it's someone. He's fought someone really good.
I think you might be right. I think he might be right actually. I think he did actually. 'Cause someone on the card did because I was looking at it. He fought Michelle Pereira, but it wasn't in the UFC. I don't know
I
who
think
you're talking about. Gregory Rodriguez?
no, I must be thinking of someone else. Anyway, off topic, but yeah. But regardless, though, my point is he's fought higher level of competition, albeit lost. But
Huh.
when was the last time he fought?
November of last year against.
November last year. I think this is a guaranteed knockout fight. I will say that.
He is coming off 2 knockout lot. Like he did get knocked out twice, back to back.
Yeah, and Zachary Reese is quite a powerful guy.
Oh, you
Um,
think Zachary Reese is gonna knock him out?
I'm not sure, but I think it's definitely a knockout either way. Um, because one thing that stuck in my head from Tusko though, because I used to watch him when he was on Cage Warriors too. Um, and this is another technical thing. He leans his head because he's quite a taller guy, or he's got a very Sean Strickland-esque style. Where he stands like this. Some people will know what I'm on about. He stands like this a lot, and his chin is a lot up a lot with Dosko.
Works for Patty.
Yeah, but he's not. Unfortunately, he's not got an iron chin where he's able to do that, like a lot of guys.
Right, clearly.
Like he gets hit a lot standing tall, like literally like that, like a pinball machine, like that. A lot, and he even on Cage Warriors, this is something I picked up on. Um, and for that reason, I mean, he said Zachary Reese is what 8 wins, 5 knockouts.
Sorry, I was looking at something. Zachary Reese,
Yeah, I mean, how many knockouts
eight
has he
wins,
got?
5 knockouts, 2 submissions.
Yeah, like Zach Reese is a powerful guy and he's a good finisher too, good finishing instinct. I mean, I think both guys only have one decision win, right?
Do they?
Yeah,
Yeah?
because Dusko has eight knockouts, 3 submissions, and 12 wins.
Yeah.
Zachary 5 knockouts, 2 submissions. Like both guys have only won one decision each. So that's what I mean. If I'm not advocating for gambling, but if you are, I would say, I mean, this is a guaranteed inside the distance kind of fight.
Who are you going for?
I'll go Zachary Reese just because I don't like Dusko striking when he's in boxing range. I think he gets tagged too much.
I kind of want to go with Zachary Reese too. We need to start disagreeing more. Okay. Trevin Giles versus Andreas Gustafsson. I hope I said that right.
Yeah, I think you did.
Wait, I skipped one. Sorry. Jafel Filho versus Alan Nascimento. Jafel Filho, 16 wins, 3 losses,
It's heavyweight.
flyweight bout.
Flyweight, not heavyweight. Flyweight. Yeah, cool. Oh,
Yes, yes, yes. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I think I
yeah, yeah.
5 by knockout, 10 by submission. His fight style is grappling. Outside of his loss to Mokaev, that is, which I everyone should watch that fight because that knee bar was,
That was the knee bar fight in London, wasn't it?
I think it was.
I think it was London.
I think it was.
Aspinall. Oh, I'm really testing my knowledge. Aspinall Blades won or something like that. It was a long time ago. Not a long time ago, but it was a London card.
Mokaev versus Jafel Filho.
Yeah, it was.
That knee bar, it was not that long ago.
Why is it? Which? What was the main event of that card? It was London. I know that. It was at Aspinall Blades.
But yeah, he's been undefeated since he was signed to the UFC off of Dana White's Contender Series in 2022. Um, yeah, he submitted all the other opponents he's faced in the UFC, which is Daniel Perez and Ode Osborne, so pretty impressive.
All the other ones a good win. All the others, yeah, that's a good win.
Let me see. Mokaev. Edwards versus Usman, UFC 286.
Okay, yeah, so it was London, but it was a year before I thought it was. Okay, yeah, yeah, I was at that one. Yeah, okay. No, I didn't remember that.
And then Nascimento has 20 wins, 6 losses, 1 win by knockout, and 15 by submission. His most recent fights, or his most recent bouts, include loss to Tajir, who's really good, I think, right?
Did you Ulanbekov?
Uh-huh. In his UFC debut in 2021 via split decision, even. And then a unanimous decision win against Jake Hadley in 2023, and a
Oh,
submission
Jake Hadley. Love Jake Hadley. I remember that fight.
Carlos Hernandez in 2023.
Yeah.
And his fight style is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I like how I will say this. Like for a lot of the cards, I feel like it's like grappler versus striker. Like at least you see like some of it. Like everything here is so even. Like
Yeah.
both
Very
have so
even.
many submissions. They're both really good, like on the ground. I mean, every single one of these that I've read off, like they've been kind of like,
Yeah. Like that does go Zachary Ruiz fight. Like both
yeah.
guys have one decision win and the rest of them are finishes. Like it's very even. So I'll give the UFC credit for the matchmaking here. Because even though it's not got the biggest names,
Even though the card kind of,
even though they kind of bottled it last second, they've it'll be a decent watch. It'll be a decent watch.
yeah. Um, yeah. I'm picking Philo.
I'll go Nascimento. Just let me think here.
Trevin Giles has fought like, well, I guess I wouldn't mention this. I will mention it. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna mention that, so it doesn't matter. Um,
Yeah.
he's fought Dolidze, Dreykus, Michael Morales. He's fought Gerald Mearshart. He's fought a
Oh,
lot of people.
yeah, he's fought a lot of guys. He's just not got a lot of wins against these guys, but he's fought everyone.
Right.
He's actually doing pretty well against Dricus, to be fair, until he got kitchen. But Dricus is like that with a lot of guys. You're doing well until you're not.
Yes. But anyways, so do I have to redo that? Trevin Giles versus Andreas Gustafsson, welterweight, right? I don't know if I
Yeah,
read
yeah,
it. Whatever.
it's fine.
Trevin Giles has 16 wins, 7 losses, 6 by knockout, 5 by submission. Oh, also, I think he's taking this fight on short notice because when I checked like the card on the 21st of May, Gustafsson didn't have an opponent yet. And then I checked it again on like the 23rd of May and saw that Trevin Giles was added. I don't know. But I also took a look at his Instagram to see if like he promoted it at all. I think he is taking this on short notice.
It potentially is.
Yeah. Um, but he's on a 3 loss streak dating back to July 2023 to Gabriel Bonfim, Carlos Prates, and Mike Malone, which is like
Yeah.
crazy. That's a crazy amount of talent right there. So,
Wow.
and yeah, I didn't know he has fought a lot of the top of the division. And
And
is it Andreas or Andreas Gustafsson?
It'll be Andreas, right?
Andreas Gustafsson.
Andreas Gustafsson. Just say his second name and just get it.
11 wins, 2 losses, 8 by knockout, 2 by submission. Um, this is gonna be his UFC debut. He just fought on Dana White's Contender Series in August of last year. Knocked out his opponent.
Okay. So this is a case of if is the experience and the old man and the veteranness of
Yeah,
Trevor Giles enough to beat
yeah.
someone coming off the Contender Series? One thing you should mention is the body facts, like arm length, not arm length, but reach, height.
I can add. Yeah, I can add that.
Yeah, you'd have to do it now, obviously, but next time I think that's because that is a big part of it. I mean, Trevor Giles, even though he's so experienced, he's took so much damage throughout his career in the recent years. Um,
Sorry.
you good?
What was I doing? Oh, I was gonna look up for you if that's what you needed to make your decision.
All right, yeah. No, because sometimes it actually is. Just sometimes you got to look at the reach and the style of them, how it matches up with it.
So, Trevin Giles reaches 74 inches, and
Yep.
Gustafson is 73.5 inches.
So not much in it.
Yeah. Trevin Giles is 6 feet, Gustafson 6'1".
So, because one thing I really like, don't know how you like switch stances. One thing I really like that's really random is shorter fighters with more of a reach on
Like,
their opponent.
oh, I did
For some, I really like that for some reason. When the fighter's shorter than the other guy, but has a better, like Volkanovski versus Holloway. Like Volkanovski has more reach than Holloway while being shorter. I don't know, random thing, but I love that. That's why I like looking at it.
Wait, who does?
Um,
Sorry, I was distracted.
Volkanovski basically is shorter than everyone he fights, but he has more of a reach in him,
Oh,
and it's such an advantage being shorter and having more reach.
yeah.
It's such an underrated thing. I need to find out what my reach is. I don't know what my reach is, but as far as this fight goes, if Gustafson's the real deal, he'll win.
Do you,
Because Trevor Giles, with Trevor Giles, it's very way too much. Even though he's fought elite guys, he's had little to no success against a lot of them,
yeah.
um, and he has taken a lot of damage. He's had some brutal, like that Dricus knockout. I know it was a few years ago, but it was a brutal, vicious knockout. Like, I mean, Michael Morales, what did he finish him? Morales finished him. I think he did, if I remember correctly. It's in my head right now. It was an Apex fight, and
He lost it by knockout there.
yeah, like, he's been chinned a few times. If yeah, I'm gonna go against Trevor Giles here, I think.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
Maybe I won't just to. I don't know.
we're gonna, when we do like the review of it, we'll have counters on the side, and we'll be like, see where we are. But yeah, I'll go. Yeah, I'll go Andreas Gustafsson by KO too probably.
I want to see like where Gustafson is even like fought.
Yeah, what nationality even is he?
Swedish? I guess yeah. Okay, fair. You're probably would be right. Brave and
Swedish, European. The European MMA circuit is very good. I would argue the best in the world. I even think it's better than America.
European?
Yeah, the European MMA scene regionally, not at the highest level, but regional. The regional MMA scene is so good.
All right, ready? 2 more bouts because we're not doing the girls. Sorry.
I don't know. A lot of people, if this is somehow, yeah, I reckon if there'll be one guy that says it, why are you not talking about Blanchfield versus Barber?
We're like, oh, part of the video got cut out. I'm just kidding.
If
Kurt,
you want my prediction, I think Blanchfield wins. There you go.
I would have no idea. Kurt Holobaugh versus Jordan Leavitt, lightweight bout. Kurt Holobaugh has 22 wins, 9 losses, 8 by knockout, 10 by submission. His fight style is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He competed in the Ultimate Fighter season 31 and won against Austin Hubbard via submission, August of 2023. He previously fought in the UFC, but it looks like he got caught. He had like 3 consecutive losses, and then he fought elsewhere before like doing the Ultimate Fighter and making it back to the UFC.
Mhm.
But since returning to the UFC, he lost to Trey Ogden and won against Kanan Kreszczewski, both by unanimous decision in 2024. Recent loss to Alexander Hernandez is in March of this year. Yeah. Oh, Jordan Leavitt, whatever, has 11 wins, 3 losses, 2 by knockout, 6 by submission. Slight advantage because of his southpaw stance. He's been competing in the UFC since 2020. Notable recent wins include Trey Ogden by split decision and a knockout on Victor Martinez. Recent losses include Chase Hooper and Patty, both by submission.
Yes, he fought Paddy Pimblett, didn't he?
Right.
That was in London too.
I think it's interesting that Holloway lost to Trey Ogden. Levitt
And
won by
Lev,
split decision.
I mean, MMA math doesn't always work, so I don't think you
No,
can really
I know. I just
that.
thought it was
But
interesting.
it
That
isn't. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it shows that they're on that same. They are like on this level again. A very matched well fight.
right.
I think it will go. I think it's a I think it's got decision all over it. Um,
Really?
I think it goes to decision either way. I can't see a finish here. Just because I think the finishing
Holloway
potential.
has only had 4 of his 22 wins, or 4 of his 22 wins go to decision.
I know, but I don't see that. I don't see that finishing potential out of Jordan Levitt. Maybe Levitt could submit him, but I don't know. Levitt's not.
You think okay, but you think Levitt will win? Then obviously.
Is Kurt an underdog? I would assume so.
I never look because I like to make my like own.
I think he's an underdog, and
I'll look for you.
I think Kurt. I'm actually going to favor if he's the. I think he's an underdog. I'm going to go with
He
the
is the
underdog.
underdog. He is the underdog.
I'm going to favor him by decision. I reckon he'll dog it out somehow.
Fair enough. And then we just have the opening one, or not the opening one, but the first male fight. Markel Medeiros versus. You have to help me with this one. Bolaji Oki.
Balajioki.
I said it right.
You might have said that right.
Lightweight bout. Medeiros has 10 wins, 1 loss. 6 of his wins by knockout. Um, uh, I feel like every fighter now awarded a contract on Dana White's Contender Series.
Yeah,
23
that's
wins.
another topic for another day. I think that's why. Yeah,
Um, yeah.
years ago, fighters, very few fighters came through Dana White Contender Series. A lot of them got signed from the regional scene to the UFC,
Yeah.
but now it's like you have to go through the Contender Series. And we're seeing a lot of these guys that ain't experienced enough at a high level win a fight on a Contender Series against a low level opponent, and then they get thrown in there with someone that's a veteran and then lose. Like, I don't know. I don't know. If I want to go to the UFC one day, I'm gonna probably go on the Dana White Contender Series, so I can't dog it too much. So it seems like the way to get in at the moment.
Yeah. It yeah. Yeah, that's a different topic for another day because I
Yeah,
do.
that's a good topic. Yeah.
But yeah, and then Oki has 9 wins, 2 losses. 5 of his wins by knockout, 1 by submission. Dana White's Contender Series, August of 2023. Yeah.
I mean, from what you researched about this fight, what way are you leaning? I'm interested to hear what you're saying.
Oh my God, I honestly don't remember. This is why, like, usually I make notes, but like, I was just trying to, I don't know what I was trying to do when I was doing this. It'll be better next time, I promise.
But it's a pay-per-view next time, so it's pretty
Yeah.
easy to do, isn't it?
Well, but even like or whatever. Well, going forward, because I always like usually write notes, but I don't know why I do this. Let's see. I'm gonna go Medeiros, probably. Yeah. 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 Well, yeah.
I'll go vice versa. I'll go the other way.
Wait, let me look. I think so. I think so because
Whatever you go, I'll go the opposite.
from Belgium.
Mm, decent country.
Yeah, I'm going Medeiros.
I'll go the opposite way then.
Okay.
Just because it'll start the card off with one of us being ahead.
I'm gonna have more accurate picks next time because I do usually like have notes and stuff, but I don't know, I was just rushing.
Next time the pay per view, even I'm gonna like think about the fights like, who am I actually going with now? Because I'm putting it out there for people to watch.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and you don't want to be wrong, do you? So you like,
No,
even though it means nothing, I've always said this. If you predict every fight on a card wrong, that doesn't mean you know nothing about MMA. I've
no,
always said that.
it's
Like,
unpredictable.
yeah, like people like look at like big MMA YouTubers and be like, how you got this fight wrong? It's a fight. Like, what are we doing?
That's interesting if it like goes not like how we think.
Yeah, like I don't understand that. Like, I think low MMA knowledge is not knowing who fighters are, not knowing who they beat, not knowing basic stuff like, oh, who's this fighter if I show you a picture of it. Not you got a fight wrong, you're a casual.
Oh no, yeah.
Because people have said that on my TikTok.
People will like to like hate.
I think a solid little card. Not much to say about it really. I don't think. I think come next week we'll be talking about two, three fights maybe. But who knows? Sometimes the best cards are the ones that you don't talk about. The
Yeah.
small cards that no one watches. And watch,
And
we
they
can
are
come next week.
really matched, so it might be. We'll see. Yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, because I don't really do this with someone where every fight night you're going through it with someone. Now we broke it down. I'm more interested by this card now
This why I
because
love doing this. Next
because
time
I've
we have
realized.
rounds, I promise.
Yeah,
Like,
no, but every fight I've realized like, oh, that's actually a close fight. So when I'm watching it, usually I watch like, oh, Zachary Reese versus Dusko Todorovic. I wouldn't really care that much. But now I'm like, hang on a minute. Both these guys have one decision win each, and that's it. It's probably
yeah,
going to end soon. So, very interesting card. I'm weirdly looking forward to it.
good.